Welcome to the 2022 Testing Infrastructure Trial. This is for Chromebooks only, and it's really to make sure that your Chromebook is available for testing. The first thing I want you to do is to not log in. So you should have turned your Chromebook on and not logged in. District has told us that any Chromebook version from 91 through 96 will be fine for testing. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see Google Chrome and the OS version. This one in particular is 96.0.4664. That's fine for testing. So again, do not log in. It's always a good idea to check that Google Chrome version. The next thing you're going to do is you need to pick the secure test browser. To do that, you're going to go in the bottom left into the app shelf. You're going to click Secure Test Browser from the app shelf. In the event that your test browser asks for a state, obviously pick Florida. This is where a majority of our problems arise, in that if your Chromebook hasn't been turned on and or updated, you will get an error message saying that you have an incompatible version. So right here, I'll pick Florida, and this is something that you only have to do once, and then click OK. Again, a majority of our problems are getting to this screen. Once you're at this screen, I need you to click to go to the practice test site. On this screen, this is the practice test site login screen. We're going to leave the guest user and guest session on, and then go ahead and click sign in. I've been told that you're allowed to pick any grade level. I will pick a high school grade level. You'll need to scroll to the bottom of the list of your tests to get to the infrastructure trial test. Go ahead and click on that Start FSA Infrastructure Trial Test. If you were given accommodations during testing, you'll see that you'll be able to test those as well here. It's not really necessary at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Select to move on to the next screen. The next thing is the audio check, and I want to remind you that on the FSA ELA reading tests for 9th and 10th grade, you're allowed to bring your own wired headphones. No wireless headphones or AirPods, but you are allowed to bring wired headphones. It would be a good idea to test it on your Chromebook prior to testing. On the audio check screen, you need to click the little speaker. If you hear a noise, you click yes. If not, you click no and turn up the volume. We'll pretend like we heard something. I'll go ahead and click yes, and that will proceed to the next screen. The next screen are the test settings and help guide. You can make changes to the text color, size, background color, cursor, all on the view test settings, and the help guide explains how to navigate through the test. We're going to leave those be for right now, and I'm going to go ahead and click Begin Test Now. At this point, you can go through, there are 2 sessions and 19 questions. The first session has 10 questions, so what I really want you to do is go ahead and click Next. You're going to get an error warning for every question that you don't answer, so just go ahead and click Yes. And just continue until you get to question number 10, and then move forward through question number 10. I want to point out moving from one session to another. FSA has told us that there's really no value in these questions other than knowing how the different question types are situated on a test. But you can see right here where we've gone through the first session of the infrastructure trial. There's 10 questions. On a normal test, you would not be able to move from session 1 to session 2. They're on 2 separate days. But here I'm going to go ahead and click next. I'm leaving the current session. We're going to say yes. And that moves us into session 2, which is questions 11 through 19. Again, peruse through this. As you're going through these test questions, you're making sure that there's no display issues, that everything looks fine, that stuff's not getting cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and run through these questions, 11 through 19, until we get to the end of the test. And this is what I want you to do as well on your Chromebook, is to go through these test questions. If you want to put something down for an answer, that's fine. Again, don't spend any time on it. Just check stuff off if you want to. Again, this infrastructure trial just shows you the different types of questions that you may come up on any of the FSA tests. So this is the last question, number 19. I click yes, that I didn't put an answer. There it's showing you all of the 19 questions. At this point, you can go ahead and click end test. Click yes that you've reached the end. And submit test. Yes. It really doesn't submit anything. And then go ahead and log out. And that should get you out of it. At this point, if you've had any issues, you need to talk to your teacher so that they can indicate those of you that have problems. The next thing that I want to talk about with you is, suppose you had an issue at the very beginning that said that there's an incompatible version of Chrome OS with the test browser. To actually fix or update your Chromebook manually, these are the steps that you can take. At this point, you do have to log in. So in just a moment, I'm going to log in. We have confirmed that students are able to manually update their Chromebooks. So to perform this manual update, the first thing you'll have to do is go to the clock, click, go to settings, go to about Chrome OS. At this point, you go and click check for updates. Now, this particular Chromebook is already up to date. However, if you need an update, it will download and install. Be aware it can take up to 15 minutes to do this. And if you use your Chromebook all the time, it should have updated itself in the background automatically. With this, then you should be able to go back to the secure test browser, log out, go to the secure test browser, and make sure that you're able to log into the infrastructure trial.